Hey, what's up guys, it's gearmoauto. I'm doing front brakes on a 2011 Lexus Ct200H. It's a hybrid. It could also be used on a 10 and 12 year model. So go and get into it. These are the tools you're going to need: a 17mm, 14mm, a 21mm for the wheel, a caliper depressor, and a pocket flathead screwdriver possibly. 21mm to get your wheel off, and then we're going to go ahead and take our 14mm bolts off on this caliper. You go ahead and get the bottom one off first, and then I'm going to move to the top, and I do that because the caliper sometimes moves if you get the top one off first. But either way, you know, as long as it gets off, we go and get these and put them aside. So we got those set aside. Now we're going to wiggle this off, and we're going to set it across steering knuckle right here, just so it's out of our way and it rests the brake line, so the brake line's not stressed or nothing. Don't let it fall on you. And then we're going to pop pads out. These are OEM pads. These have the shims. I have a video on Toyota brake pad shims if you're going to be reusing, or if you're going to be reusing OEM pads. You could go watch that video and see what the deal is with these. If you're using aftermarket pads, then don't worry about it, because those will come with new shims. We'll go and pop these out. Notice that these pads also have a little sensor / spring on the top. That is to prevent the pad from shifting when you go in reverse or if you're doing braking. So when we get new ones, we'll put those on top. Okay, so we're going to get in here and take these caliper bracket bolts off. Now we're going to get these caliper bracket bolts off. They're 17mm wrench or socket, whatever you got. They're tighter than the caliper bolts, but they're not that bad. Go and get these off. And these is if you're machining the rotor or doing anything with the rotor, you're going to want to take this bracket off. If not, you can skip taking the bracket off if you're just pad slapping. So we'll just go ahead and get these off. And when you take the second bolt out, this will just drop off. So make sure you got your hand on it, you can catch it. You know, don't let it drop like that. Here's the bolt, pretty long bolts. When you take that other bolt out, this will come right off, so try not to drop it, and we'll put it aside. Your rotor, it might be stubborn and not want to come off. They got these threaded holes in the front of the rotor. You could run a regular bolt down there, and then it'll push it off the hub. Here's like just a regular bolt, and you could put it in, and you tighten it all the way down, and it'll just start to push off the hub. And you can work a little bit on each hole until it comes off. I just do a little on this side, and then I'll go to this side and do a little bit if I need to, but a lot of times you can just do it on one hole and it'll pop off. So now the rotor's popped off. I'm going to machine it. Let's go ahead and machine that, and then I'll come back here. That's the hub. So I got it machining. While that's cutting, I'm going to go work on my caliper bracket, get it prepped up. And here's my pads. This is the part number I got. BRIGHTEST aftermarket pads, organic and made in China, so you know it's good. So now you want to come over here, pop your pins out, and lube them up. Put some lube on them and put them back in, and then clean up the hardware tracks. Get all like any grime or dirt out of it, any rust. This pin with the black grommet always goes on the bottom. So once I got that all lubed up and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and I got my rotor machine, so I'm gonna go and put it back on. I went ahead and put that on. I tightened the 17mm bolts down. Now I'm gonna go to my pads here. Here's the sensor springs that will go on top of the pad. They go up here, just like this. Make sure those go on top, and you can put a little brake lube on top of those just so they go in easier, and on the bottom as well. I did that for mine. I doubt you guys can see it, but it's on there. And then, yep, so these come with shims already attached to them. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in. I just went ahead and put them in, and then again, notice how the springs are on top on both sides. So now I'm going to compress my caliper piston. You get it pushed in. If you don't have this tool, it's not a big deal. There's a bunch of ways you can Google to compress these pistons. You just gotta get them compressed so they'll fit back over the new pads and rotors. So as you can see, mine's compressed, and I'm gonna put it back on now. Make sure you don't twist your brake hose or nothing. Put these 14mm bolts back in. Get these nice and tight. When you go to tighten these, the little nut might spin on you, so you could clamp that nut to make sure that it tightens down. See what I'm talking about is right there. As you can see, the nut was spinning on the other side. You might want to hold that with some pliers or something. Make sure you get your bolt tight. And again, make sure your brake line is not twisted. Alright, so I got everything on there. Make sure this isn't twisted or kinked or nothing. It should just go down smooth and not be stressing. Alright, and that's about it, guys. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Any additional information in the comments appreciated, and any future ideas for videos appreciated. Thanks for watching. See you next video.